Alright, so that was just a quick overview of it. What we have here is a Husqvarna 530 IP4 battery powered pole saw. This one here, they sent me a BLI 200 5.2 amp hour battery. You can see it's charged all the way up, bars are all the way across. This is one thing that I really like about it, is this right here. You can just release the battery one end and it pops out just very easy. No pulling on it whatsoever or anything like that. The saw has a 10-inch bar on it, which is, I like that. I run some that had longer bars and I actually prefer the shorter one on it. The motor on this thing is out here on the end of it right there. Is where the motor is. Now this thing right here, as you're going to see, I have been running it a good bit already, and you're going to see when it cuts, the cutting speed of it is absolutely crazy when it cuts. And I've got Emma, she's over there, she's going to be my camera girl for me, and she's going to film me cutting with it. There's your bar and chain oil tank right there, your nut that holds your bar and chain on, and the cover on right there. And then your tensioner screw is right here in the front, right there, recessed back in there. They do make another model of this one that is telescoping, so if you need to reach on out a good bit, I opted for not to get the telescoping one. Real cool key aspect about it is there's hardly any noise on it, and there's no exhaust fumes either with it. And I have, like I said a while ago, run it a lot, and I have not even come close to running the battery down on it yet either. Before I did this right here, I went ahead and charged it up. But right now it won't do anything. You just hold your hand on it right there, it won't do anything. You got to power it up, the green light comes on, it's ready to go now. All you gotta do is just hit the trigger on it. That's wide open. It has kind of like a battery saver on it right there. You can hit this, cut that green light on right there, and what it does is it limits the RPMs on the chain. It don't turn quite as many RPMs, but it's still got the same torque. So I'll let you hear it. That's on the battery saver. That's off the battery saver right there. It is not very heavy either. I will weigh it in my shop, pull the chain oil down there, and we'll get an overall weight on it. But Emma's gonna follow me around right here as I trim some limbs off, and you'll see. I'm gonna be working on these pine limbs first, and then we'll get into some oak and stuff like that. Alright, so we're running on the high speed right now. I'll swap to the lower speed here in just a minute. Follow me on down here. Alright, we're still on the high speed right now. Alright, I'm going to switch it to the lower speed so you can hear what it sounds like now. switch back to high. Noticeable difference. Come right here, Anna. Come over here so you can hear this right here. I hear that fan in there running on it. Keeps the battery cool. Let's see what we're at right there. Hang on with me. We've used 1 bar is all we've used on that battery on all of that. Alright. So that was all on high. We're going to go back to low speed again. gonna switch back to high. So this is a hickory right here. This is something that any homeowner or professional arborist will be doing. Trimming the lower limbs off. Alright, so come over here a little bit closer. So after all of that, we're still showing 3 bars right there. You can flip up here to me. So I'll show y'all what chain it's got on here in just a minute. But the thing, I like the face shield, wearing it, because when you're cutting straight up and that sawdust is falling on you, even with safety glasses on, it can still get in your eyes. So I prefer the face shield, and that's not that hot either. That motor's not that hot right there. So very good. We're going to go over here and we're going to cut some more, and we're going to run the battery on down a little bit lower. We're going to cut it on low. We'll go this way, Emma. Right over there. Alright, see if it'll focus on my hand right here. Those are the chips that it's pulling right there. I have not touched that chain. That is one of the cuttingest chains I have ever ran in my life. And like I said, I'm going to tell y'all what it is here in just a little bit. But that thing is forevermore pulling when it cuts. Alright, this is the dreaded popcorn trees. I can't stand them. I got them all over the place here, and I just kind of cut them down. I cut on this one a little bit in the past. And we're going to take it all the way down. Now this is nearly a 10-inch cut on the bottom of it right there. We still got it in low. Come in right there. We got a limb hook on it right there. We can hook the limb. Right there's the limb hook. You can either put that on or not. And what that's for is pulling those limbs down, just like what I just did. What I'm doing, I just wanted to cut into it a little bit to where it would pivot down. I wasn't a saw, that was me doing that. I just wanted to pivot where it falls right down. I'm going to do this in the same way. We're going to roll this top out of it now. I don't want to cut all the way through it. All these are from the top of the bar. We're going to go to the bottom of the bar. Alright, I'm going to cut it like this. Still in low, top of the bar. My oil tank was hitting on that knot right there. Do it right here. All right, we're gonna go to high in the bottom of the bar. Move around that way a little bit, Emma. Over
this one?
Yeah, because I got to get right here where you're at. hard to hold that thing steady. To keep it cutting when you're that far back from it flat like that. Alright, let's see what the battery's doing now, Emma. Okay, here we go. After all of that cutting, we down to 2 bars. That's the only battery I got right there too. I don't have a second battery for it. So that's the only battery that I have for it. So I hadn't swapped batteries. You can see the hole right there. It's got a flip top cap. Okay. We don't have much left in there. Road edge. Alright, Emma, so your next several days project is to clean all this stuff up, okay?
Okay.
Right.
Right.
I made the mess, you get to clean it up, right? Alright, we're going to show you the battery again. It's hard to do it with gloves on. See, he's still on 2 bars. You'll wear out before the battery wears out. Trust me on that. Trust me. 36 volt is what it is. Try. It's going to probably take me a second or two to get it balanced on there. So what's that say? 11 pounds, 10 ounces, Emma? 10.4 ounces. That's with a BLI 200 battery on it. You can back up a little bit where they can see it suspended on the scales right there. See the whole thing. So 11 pounds, 10 ounces. Alright, here is the charger right here. This is the Husqvarna QC330. charger that they sent me with it too. And then here is the chain. Come up here a little bit closer. See, it's an H37 is what that chain is right there. And like I said, I don't know what this is a Husqvarna chain too, because it's got Husqvarna stamped on the links on it. Husqvarna's got their stuff together on their saw chains. That chain right there will cut. Ain't no ifs, ands, buts about that. Okay, so we're gonna measure the overall length of this thing from the bar tip all the way to the end. You come right here, Emma. It's just shy of 8 feet. It's 96 inches right there at the end. So you've got, you can show it right here, stand it up beside me, the height of it right there. So from your grip, which I'm gonna hold it about right in there. Your grip, you're going to be about 53 inches right there. So you can see on this building here, this door is 14 foot right here, 14 foot opening. So I can cut straight up under something like that right there, which I don't recommend cutting up under anything because it will come right down on you. But you can push it all the way up and still get your hand on it. So that gives you a good idea. And this is the non-telescoping one right here. The bars, the tip's even greasable. It's got a roller nose bar on it. The motor's still not too hot to touch, hold your hand on. Even doing all that I did. If the machine sits idle for a certain amount of time, it'll actually lock itself out to cut the power off on it. And so you'll have to re-hold the button down to rearm it right there. And just to kill it, just simple touch right there. So you gotta hold it down to turn it on, simple touch to cut it off. My favorite thing is this right here though. That right there is pulling out one-handed, and no fumes, no cranking it, no nothing like that. Very covert. So if you've got hunting land and you want a high-end saw to cut and you don't want your neighbor to know what you're trimming around, you can go with one of these right here and they'll never hear you running on it. With the BLI 200 right there, it's balanced pretty good too. Right there where you would actually about hold your hand right there, it's balanced pretty good. Not bad. You can run this thing a long time if you wanted to.